in half a second. Yeah, before you write me and say you don't know what that means, it's because I'm quoting some idiot politician who was just spouting off terms that he didn't have any idea what they meant.
Oh, come on. It's about as dumb as the semi-automatic. Wait, what was
Fully semi-automatic. No, this is semi-automatic. Bang, bang, bang. Now we're going to go fully semi-automatic.
I mean, for a politician... Okay.
That was an Army officer.
No, that was an officer.
And it's like, dude, he just went full retard is what he did. Oh,
can
I say that word? Full retard?
I was just about to say, I'm going to get us in trouble, but you got us there before me. We might as well go full on retard.
Because he just, oh my God, fully semi-automatic. Don't let these people guide you. Do not listen to them. Get proper training. Get somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And even before you go to the range, if you can learn, I mean, this is one case where, now most guys, okay, I understand if all else fails, you get the instructions out of the trash. But in this case, read through the manual first if you've not had a gun before, or at least examine it closely if you have had one before, but it's been a while. Look it over carefully. Make sure you understand all the safeties, all the features. This is something you don't want to have an accident with, because a lot of times with an accident with a weapon, there are no second chances.
Exactly.
It's not like a video game where you can just hit the reset and start over if you didn't read the directions.
Thank you, Roger. Real life is not a video game.
So be aware, if you have a carry permit application in, it may be delayed. It may not even be looked at for months.
Probably not. You need to be prepared for a major slowdown because, look, government usually doesn't need a reason to slow things down. And so this virus is going to slow things down. And let's face it, there are many, many governments that are run by Democrats who love to stall people from exercising their Second Amendment.
Right. And this is just a reason to let them do it. But now, granted, they are closing other government offices, too. So I'll say this is not being singled out.
Oh, no.
It's not being singled out.
Not
so I'm going to give them credit for that. They're not. Yeah. However, in Illinois, the mayor just signed an executive order that could ban the sale of firearms and ammunition.
Now, this is the overreaching that we talked about before.
Exactly.
Don't let a good crisis go to waste, and this is coming from your Democrat Party.
Now, you wonder how long he's going to keep this in effect. When everything's back to normal, is he going to rescind this, or is he going to say, maybe we'll have a limited access to guns and ammunition from here on out because we're finding it safer?
Let me ask you this, Roger. How many government programs have you ever seen rescind once they're put in place?
Very few.
Very, very, very
Unless
few.
It's a legal sunset, they rarely pull anything back.
Right.
Like with the crime bill. We got lucky because George Bush was in office in 2004 when the crime bill sunsetted, and he didn't renew it.
Yep.
He got a bill, though, from the Democrat Congress and Senate to renew it, and he wouldn't do it. So thank goodness for George Bush on that. Otherwise, we'd all be running 7 or 8 or 9 round magazines.
Yep.
Depending on what does de Blasio want, 7 round magazines and everything?
No, de Blasio.
Well, you can but then he realized there's no such thing in most cases for most guns. So he said, okay, you can have a 10 round magazine, but you can only load it to 7 rounds.
Now,
does that mean you can have 7 in the mag, 1 in the chamber? Or is that one too many?
He's not smart enough to know that. Somebody would have to ask him, and then he would come out with some other stupid rule.
30 caliber clips in half a second.
Yeah. Here's a guy in de Blasio, like many Democrats, who are surrounded by armed guards with no limitations on how many rounds they can have.
Right,
but
because they're elitists.
Yeah, you, the peasant, you must be told by government elitists how many rounds you can have, but not them. It's like I said before plenty of times on my show, Roger. It's good for you, but not for them.
That's right. That's the way socialism, communism works. The elitist class gets everything. The peasants work for the elitist class. It's basically a monarchy, but it has a modern name. Yeah. So before you people want socialism, realize you're going to be in the working class. You're going to be in the class that does not get all the benefits.
That is a good point, Roger. For all you Bernie bros out there and you Biden people, you need to step back and think about this. Because all the socialism you want to vote for is for you. You're not going to escape it. The elitist will escape it, but you won't, because any voter out there, you're considered the peasant class.
That's right. I mean, it is a monarchy. That's all it is. It's a modern-day monarchy. Now, but the mayor of Illinois was granted these powers along with other things. He had an executive order granted for emergency, special statement clarifying city code provisions, blah, blah, blah. Emergency over the Wuhan virus includes a potential ban on the sale of firearms and ammunition. Now, I don't know how many people have run out to buy guns since this has happened. Apparently a lot. There has been a run on firearms like we haven't seen since Obama got elected in 2008. I mean, it is
Best
just huge.
gun salesman of the decade.
And to be straight up, I don't believe he passed any anti-gun legislation while he was in office.
Well,
He actually
it
did a
wasn't
fine
from
job.
lack of trying. It was from having lack of
don't
control.
know.
Power.
He actually signed a bill
most of-
allowing World War II weapons to come back into
Yeah.
our country from other countries. So that was great.
Most of his presidency was he didn't have all the houses, so
He did. Yeah, he
Didn't
passed the
have both
health care bill.
houses.
That was his baby.
yep, and that's all. Yeah,
But they can order a general curfew for geographical areas. They can order the closing of all retail liquor stores, including taverns, private clubs, where the consumption of intoxicating liquor and beer is permitted. Okay. Where are we? Oh, sorry. They can order the discontinuance of sale of alcohol by any wholesaler or retailer. So the bar can't even get alcohol if they want. They can stop. Okay, this was an interesting one. They can order the discontinuance of selling, distributing, or giving away gasoline or other liquid, flammable, or combustible products in any container other than a gasoline tank properly affixed to a motor vehicle. Now, I think this is for two reasons. One reason is because otherwise people are going to fill up everything they possibly can with gasoline, trying to hoard the gasoline. They'll store all this junk in their garage and it'll catch fire and blow their house up. Also, I think they want it just in case there is civil unrest.
it's called Darwinism.
They don't want people filling up glass bottles and making Molotov cocktails out of stuff. So there's that too.
Yeah, well,
You
we're
wanna
about to
prevent
hit
that.
some. We're about to hit warmer temperatures too, so
People you can run around with your shirt off outside and throw Molotov cocktails.
we don't need these people out there. You know, people get bored when they're confined to their homes, and we don't need a bunch of people going out. Hey, watch
y'all.
this!
Hey, y'all, watch this. Yes, we do not need Molotov cocktails being tossed around the streets just for fun.
No,
Not
we
what
don't.
we're looking for. But, so that but also it's, I think, to keep from hoarding too. So we don't want people, filling containers with gasoline, filling up all these extra tanks and storing it somewhere they probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, there is no need to be panicking and buying everything off that you see in the store. What are you going to do with it?
Right.
When this passes in 30 to 60 days, I mean, you're going to bury it? You're going to barter with it later? I mean, it's...
What's a roll of toilet paper worth when there is none? All right, we're going
Right.
to be right back. We're going to take a break. This is America's Web Radio. You're listening to Locked and Loaded, and I'm Roger B.
If your health insurance premium is more than your mortgage, Ellen Deal with Ideal Solutions is here to help. Whether you're a small business owner, individual, family, or baby boomer, email MAGA45CAG@gmail.com and I'll respond with 3 easy questions to help you determine if you can get away from Obamacare. As a 20-year veteran of the insurance industry, I'm here to help with all your insurance needs. Email Ellen Deal at MAGA45CAG@gmail.com.
Perhaps you are struggling to cope with the disease of addiction. If not, you probably know a family member or friend that needs help in battling the cravings and the personal and professional damage done by the effects of drugs or alcohol. Get a pen and paper and be ready to write down the following. These are the issues that the trained staff at the Atlanta Healing Center address and treat every day. Their doctors and counselors with over 40 years of practice in the field of addiction can treat the suffering individual in a thoughtful, compassionate, and experienced manner and guide him or her along the path to recovery. So call 770-696-9862 and speak to a knowledgeable staff member about how you or your loved one can be helped to enjoy a better and healthier life. More information is also available on the website at www.atlantahealingcenter.com.
Get your pen and paper ready. If there's a move in your near future, I'm here to tell you that the folks I used and now recommend is Around Town Movers. Timothy and the guys recently moved me, and I am and was totally satisfied with a sometimes not so fun experience moving. Call Timothy at 770-378-4708 and make it a good move and a good experience. Around Town Movers for that local or cross-country move. Timothy, Around Town Movers, in my opinion, are the best. That's Around Town Movers. Call them.
Want to give your family or loved one the perfect gift?
Then go online and check out the TornadoBodyDryer.com. I love mine and the warm heat air massage it gives me after my shower. The Tornado Body Dryer is super. You'll love it, and you'll love having one in your shower.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
And we're back. I'm Roger B. This is Locked and Loaded, and you're listening to America's Web Radio. Right before we left for the break, we were talking about emergency powers given to governments. You know, anything from discontinuing alcoholic sales to stopping gasoline sales outside of a gas tank to stopping the sales of guns and ammunition, which basically they're trying to avoid any type of civil unrest by limiting the amount of damage people can do. Oh, we have a special caller calling in now. And we're going to have to...
This is the legend.
The legend Dave is on the phone with us. This is our station owner, manager, producer, and president of all things America's Web Radio. What's going on today, Dave?
Janitor.
Oh, janitor.
You want that janitor?
Zen master, goddess, god? Sorry.
No, just janitor.
Janitor. Okay, janitorial engineer.
Yeah, head man in charge of the trash. No, I was just sitting here listening, and
am I fired?
You know, you all are quite a team, and as is General Dix and myself, we had a great show yesterday, and as has become the truth more often than one can believe. But I stayed home today, not sick, just decided I needed a little time off, and was watching good old Fox that is generally my station of choice, and they did it again. They have gotten where, and I talked to an old employee of theirs and asked her if they did monitor us, and they do, obviously. Because, again, today, they said something I said on General Dick's show yesterday, is the fact that history is being written every day of the week right now. We're in the middle of history. And, you know, kids in 5 years, 10 years, 50 years may be talking about the coronavirus that struck in 2020 and the actions that were taken, and maybe those same actions are going to be taken again sometime, or maybe not. Who knows for sure? But anyway, it's just interesting that we know people are listening, and we're proud to have...
Now, you wonder, are
Fox
aliens
News
flying by the Earth right now, locking the doors to their spaceships, going, uh-oh, that's Earth, this is a bad neighborhood?
Do what now?
Maybe Earth is a reality show, and people are watching, and a bunch of women are watching what's unfolding on Earth 2020, drinking wine.
That could be. That absolutely could be. But no, you guys are doing a good job, and you all do work together well and been friends for many, many years. So thank you for sticking around, Vic, for Roger's show.
My pleasure.
Also, I want to mention, too, if people want to get involved, they can become patrons of the station, or if they want and they see the value of the audience that we have and the different topics that we cover, from helping veterans, and I got a very, very nice note from a lady that is out helping the street people every night. And
street people?
You know, she's a street missionary, and her name is Frankie Olbrook, and she's out helping one out of 4 street people, homeless, are veterans. And we have to do something about that, folks. And we talk
Maybe
about
if we
that
didn't
on
let illegals
a
get all
couple
the
of
free
different
stuff, we
shows
could give it to the
that we
veterans.
do at the station. So think about that as you're balancing your checkbook. And if we get a donation in, part of it goes to the Georgia Military Veterans Hall of Fame. and we've been very fortunate to have a great relationship with Rick White, who's the director of the Georgia Military Veterans Hall of Fame. So anyway, I'm going to get off the phone. Y'all didn't want me
All
calling
right, thanks
in,
for calling
but,
in. Appreciate that, Dave.
No, anytime the legend Dave calls is a good time. But,
Okay, the check's in the mail.
exactly. Oh, even better. No,
Yeah, Uncle
that's-
Sam's paying you all this month.
That's right.
That's what he said, and I'm going to put my application in. So
All
what the
right.
heck?
Excellent.
You know what?
But anyway, y'all have just be safe and be careful,
Absolutely.
because in spite of what Brett has told you, I'd like to see you all next week again.
Cool.
That's not what he said.
know?
Excellent. Well,
Brett
that's
said, "Y'all get the hell
Yeah,
out of here.
yeah.
I'm busy."
You have as steady a job at America's Web Radio as an earthquake. So
All right.
Excellent.
what more could a person want?
Absolutely.
Not a thing.
Y'all take care.
Thanks, David.
Okay,
Good
Dave.
show,
Thanks
and
for calling
we'll
in.
see you next week.
Appreciate it,
See you
David.
next time.
Awesome.
Take care.
You know, Roger, it's funny, but you make a good point. If we would if the Democrats had put as much concentration on veterans as they do on promising non-citizens things, boy, where could we be today with helping veterans?
Oh, no kidding. It'd be fantastic.
You know, would be great.
Because well, they don't want to have guns in schools, so we can't have the veterans guarding the schools, unless it's, of course, schools that politicians' kids go to. In which case, then they want guys
I was
with guns.
just about to say, you want another example of elitism, what your Democrat Party is? You look up where Warren's kids, Biden's kids, Sanders' kids, look where they go to school. It ain't the public schools, folks. Their kids are protected by armed guards, I guarantee
I'm sure,
it.
because apparently, in their minds, their kids are worth more than everybody else's kids.
And, you know, not to bogart more of your time, Roger, but, you know, Pocahontas Warren, Elizabeth Warren, not only does she lie about her heritage and appropriate another culture, as the Democrats say is evil to do, so since she did that and she lied and that she was Native American, she took a spot that would have been rightfully the spot of a truly
real Native
really
American.
Native, yeah.
Feathers,
Demo-
not dots. Yes.
Yes.
Indians.
Right, Indians.
I mean, I know I'm not supposed to use that term. Perhaps I don't know.
Hey, look, Roger, I'm old enough to remember when we played Cowboys and Indians.
Doesn't Cleveland still have a team named Indians?
They sure do.
Okay, just checking. I wasn't
They
sure. I don't
sure
follow
do.
sports, so I don't know. But you know.
And nobody's following sports right now.
The NBA has gone away.
All sports have gone away. In fact, our Mr. Producer over there is, man, what are you going to do with no hockey? It is not a good thing. I understand, man. It's like me with no soccer. It's like Roger without a gun.
Yeah. Well, I don't. After that tragic boating accident,
They sunk to the bottom of the freaking
and
sea.
then I went to replace a few, and I was abducted by aliens, and they took the rest of them.
Oh, man, it's amazing how that can happen.
I know, it's
Amazing.
scary. But, you know, maybe one day. But if you do have a gun, now, if you don't have a gun and now you suddenly want to buy one all of a sudden, now it's going to be tough because the gun sales are going nuts. People are buying up everything on the shelves. Ammo is getting hard to find again. It's just like it was back in the late 2008 period when the political parties had changed and they were making threats about taking guns, limiting ammo. People were stockpiling everything. Well, the same thing is happening now, but it's happening much faster. However, I believe gun manufacturers, ammo manufacturers are better prepared. So they're getting resupplies on a pretty steady basis because I don't know if you remember, a few weeks ago we were talking about this. There had never been a better time to buy ammo, buy guns. The prices were as cheap as they were going to be.
Yep.
Ammo is coming in cases,
In droves.
cheaper than you had been able to get it forever. But now that has completely reversed. In fact, I saw a website today. They had standard 5.56 ammo in a 1,000-round case, which was going for anywhere between $280 and $350. They were asking $899 for a case of 5.56. $899.
Hey, the free market will react.
That's right.
Supply and demand.
Capitalism works both ways,
It
people.
does work both ways. And it'll work every time it's tried.
That's right.
You want to see healthcare be the cheapest and yet best
Most
it could
effective?
ever be? Let the free market run it.
Right. Well, the thing is, I mean, people, price gouging. It's like, well, wait a minute. Why didn't you buy it when it wasn't $899 a case? Because you didn't want to, because you didn't want it then. But now you and hundreds of
everybody
thousands of
else.
other people all want that same case.
We could say the same thing about toilet paper. Now, had the stores reacted appropriately and started the price increase on toilet paper when the demand increased, so if the price correlates with the demand, which in the real world it does, then we wouldn't be out of toilet paper
We'd
right
be
now.
trading toilet paper on the stock market.
Exactly. But that's a market that should have been left alone.
But for those of you who were prepared, who already had, like me, I did buy some ammo a week and a half ago because a friend was unloading some stuff.
That's right.
But I didn't go out looking for it. He called me and just asked me if I wanted to help him empty a storage warehouse. I was like, okay, sure. I'll take what you got.
And I offered that, because I could use some of that ammo.
too.
Now, tragically, Roger, I have to tell you that in moving the ammo, it did get lost on a boating accident that I had.
A lot of it, yes. I
but
know. It's so easy for that to happen.
It's terrible. But hopefully one day we'll be able to find
And
it.
then I also bought some on sale at a local sporting goods store. They had it shipped to my house for free at the cheapest price I'd seen in a long time. In fact, I guess I could say it was Academy's. Was it Academy?
Academy
Academy
Sports.
Sports.
Awesome.
Had it on sale. And now, of course, I'm sure it's not that price anymore.
I
but
doubt it. I doubt it.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
well, now it's not.
Well,
Oh, did,
that's okay. I already got mine.
did we I got some mines.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
we said
Most
that
of
out
sporting
loud.
goods stores are probably being raided right now, or have been for the last week.
And we'll be sending a bill to Academy Sports.
But it was a local sporting goods store, so they had it in stock and it was on sale.
Hey, we had a listener just chime in, Roger, that gave a new nickname to Legend Dave.
Oh, really?
Stimulus Dave.
Oh, there you go. Stimulate the radio show to go, huh? Keep us all running hard.
I like
cracking
it.
the whip.
I like it. Yep. Man.
But yeah, if you've waited till now to buy a weapon, I question your motives, and I question your ability to be able to use it
To
safely
handle
and
that
properly.
Again, Creedmoor Training.
Academy, yes. He was a guest on our show, and I'm sure he'll be a guest again soon, so you get to hear what he has to say about that. Because now that everything is, and I do hope this spurs on a whole bunch of new gun enthusiasts. Even when
Absolutely.
it's over, I hope a lot of people decide, you know what? Even though I didn't get one during the rush, the 2020 rush, I'm still going to follow through. I'm going to try and get a weapon. I'm going to learn how to use it for the next time.
Right. And that's the way I hope people are approaching this.
So even if they didn't get one during this time or this rush, maybe they'll still get one, learn how to use it, and be prepared. So next time they can sit back and go, yeah, I got mine. I got my permit. I got some training. I have some ammo.
Right.
They're not going to panic.
Right on.
You
Yeah, that's
know?
the way it should be.
That's
the way it should be.
I hope this continues.
Yep.
I hope this continues because I know
And-
everybody here in the studio has had their weapons for a while.
And Harold with Creedmoor Training Academy out there, if you're out there listening, I'll say it again if you just sign up as an advertiser. We have cheap rates right now.
Oh, okay.
Take advantage of the
sale on
Wuhan
advertising.
virus advertising rates here on America's Web Radio.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Always. If you have any questions about that, gm@americaswebradio.com.
That's right.
Golf Motel at
AmericasWebRadio.com.
GM.
And it's break time, Roger.
Oh, it's break time. Oh, sorry. Okay, here we go. Yes. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. America's Web Radio. I'm locked and loaded, and this is Roger B. Oops.
Get your pen and paper ready. If there's a move in your near future, I'm here to tell you that the folks I used and now recommend is Around Town Movers. Timothy and the guys recently moved me, and I am and was totally satisfied with a sometimes not so fun experience moving. Call Timothy at 770-378-4708 and make it a good move and a good experience. Around Town Movers for that local or cross-country move. Timothy, Around Town Movers, in my opinion, are the best. That's Around Town Movers. Call them.
If your health insurance premium is more than your mortgage, Ellen Deal with Ideal Solutions is here to help. Whether you're a small business owner, individual family, or baby boomer, email MAGA45CAG@gmail.com and I'll respond with 3 easy questions to help you determine if you can get away from Obamacare. As a 20-year veteran of the insurance industry, I'm here to help with all your insurance needs. Email Ellen Deal at MAGA45CAG@gmail.com.
Perhaps you are struggling to cope with the disease of addiction. If not, you probably know a family member or friend that needs help in battling the cravings and the personal and professional damage done by the effects of drugs or alcohol. Get a pen and paper and be ready to write down the following. These are the issues that the trained staff at the Atlanta Healing Center address and treat every day. Their doctors and counselors with over 40 years of practice in the field of addiction can treat the suffering individual in a thoughtful, compassionate, and experienced manner and guide him or her along the path to recovery. So call 770-696-9862 and speak to a knowledgeable staff member about how you or your loved one can be helped to enjoy a better and healthier life. More information is also available on the website at www.atlantahealingcenter.com.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
And we're back. This is America's Web Radio. I am Roger B., and you're listening to Locked and Loaded.
Thank you for listening.
And that is Victor Armendariz from On Point with Victor, joining us today for a special edition of Locked and Loaded.
Wuhan edition of Locked and Loaded.
That's right. Civil unrest, gun and ammo shells being empty.
Right.
Special edition. You know, it's this could be the prelude to civil unrest. I'm hoping the weather's going to warm up, the virus will go away, and everyone will just think of remember that time we drank 4 bottles of wine in 2 days?
In 2 days? You know, if we just remain calm, I'm telling you, 30, 45, 60 days, this is going to be passing by.
That's what they're saying. It'll probably be quicker than that.
Probably quicker than that, yeah.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
However, sometimes it doesn't take a crisis to cause people to do stupid things, such as a man named Duncan Lemp, L-E-M-P, was asleep in his bed early Thursday morning when a SWAT team outside his house opened fire on his house. He was sleeping with his girlfriend. His family reports that he was 21 years old. He was killed in his bed while he was sleeping, never got out of bed, and his girlfriend was next to him. His pregnant girlfriend was sleeping next to him, and she was injured as well.
And he never even was able to they just came up with a no-knock warrant and said, let's shoot in the window.
Apparently, from what I've read, there was a citizen's complaint saying he was not supposed to have a gun for some reason, and there were guns in the house.
So law enforcement in Maryland felt that gave them the power to just go shoot a guy.
At 4:30 in the morning, go raid a house with a family inside, his mother and father. He lived in his parents' house, and his brother was there. There were 5 people in this house, and they were after one of them, and they just went shooting into the house with a no-knock warrant.
Unbelievable.
And this is a guy who, best I can tell, I've looked as much as I can to try and find what the reasoning was behind this, why a citizen's complaint would cause this. What did they discover? The only thing I've been able to find is this guy, he had a criminal record. He had a speeding ticket. That was the extent of his criminal record that they've been able to find so far.
Yeah, we're talking about Maryland, and who runs Maryland? Do I even need to say?
Oh, there we go again with the party thing.
With the party thing. All the time, every time.
Apparently, the brave men and people from the Maryland SWAT team decided shooting a man asleep in bed was the brave way to take this guy down.
Wow.
Especially with his previous, they should have looked at his previous record. Now, it could be something as simple as he may hold a medical marijuana card. I don't know. I mean, it could be something as simple as that. Which still, according to law, it's illegal for you to own a weapon if you have marijuana or if you have a medical marijuana card. But you don't go busting into a stoner's room at 4:30 in the morning. You can catch him at 4:30 in the afternoon lounging on the couch.
Lounging on the couch. Yeah.
And he'll probably go with you readily.
I
mean, come on now. And the thing is, the Maryland Police Department is keeping this under wraps. They're not saying anything yet. Many journalists have made requests for information, and so far they're not giving out anything.
Right.
They're holding. They want to review stuff. The ACLU has demanded release of the body cam footage from all the SWAT teams because they were wearing body cams. So there's video. There's video evidence, and I wonder how much of that is going to become "quote unquote" lost or corrupted before they actually get it out to the public.
Hey, they could follow Hillary Clinton's lead.
Yeah, because at some point, apparently
smash 'em.
somebody from the police department claimed that Lemp confronted them. Now, I find that hard to believe if they were shooting into the house at 4:30 in the morning, and he was dead in his bed when they got there. How did he? Did he fall back into bed and lay down before he died?
And pull the sheets up?
I don't know. I'd like to.
Did he jump up and jump up and down on the bed and say, "Here I am"?
Yeah.
I mean,
did
we
he
need
go to surrender. Did he have his hands up? Hands up! Don't shoot!
Hands up! Don't shoot! Did it actually happen in this case?
Yeah.
So
no
I mean,
kidding.
there's no doubt that footage has to come out,
And
the
shot
audio has to come out.
And they shot his girlfriend, who was innocent in all this. She was sleeping next to
and
him.
Prego.
Yes, they shot a pregnant woman, an innocent pregnant bystander.
Where is the outcry?
I don't know, but this is not. I hope this is not over with yet. I hope they're not going to bury this somewhere.
Well, the citizens shouldn't let that die, as well as the journalists.
I mean, imagine this, a citizen complaint, and they didn't even verify it. I mean, or maybe they did, and they're just not giving out the information, but I want to know.
If the ACLU had an ounce of integrity, they wouldn't let this go until they get to the bottom.
Well, they're
of it.
trying. I mean, they are trying. And the search warrant used to justify the raid is reportedly sealed for 30 days. They don't even want you to read what the search warrant said.
Wow.
So, I mean, this is the kind of crazy stuff that happens with red flag laws and overzealous police departments.
Not just that, not just red flag laws, but I mean, when you get this kind of power.
No, I
Abuse,
understand.
pure
Sometimes
abuse.
mistakes are made. I understand that. People go to the wrong house. They
not
mix
like
up an
that.
address. People are humans. We make mistakes. That happens. But this was a warrant served on this man who the only thing we can find out he did was he was driving too fast.
And even
and he stopped to get his ticket. He didn't evade police. Didn't run from them.
And even a no-knock warrant, which to me is absurd and very unconstitutional. Even if you have that, you still pop in the house and hold everybody at bay. You don't go in guns a-blazing.
Right, and shoot innocent pregnant people. That's just ridiculous. There's no excuse for that at all. And especially since this guy had no previous criminal history
From
that
what
they're
we
telling
can
us.
see,
yeah,
yeah.
but it's not like he was he had an active social life apparently. He was, he did some traveling and stuff. Now he was a gun enthusiast. There's pictures of him with guns.
But he wasn't a suspected serial killer.
No, he was not a suspected serial killer. He hadn't robbed a store just moments before they broke into his house and shot him.
You mean he's not on camera pushing back and fighting with the owner of a convenience
While
store?
he's robbing it?
While
No.
he's robbing it?
No,
Gee.
he was not. And yet, no one seems to be outraged about this. I want this, guys, if you need to, go and look this up just to see. This is the kind of thing that can happen. Duncan Lemp. He was a man shot in his bed while sleeping because they had a no-knock warrant because they had a claim from a citizen's complaint that he had guns even though he was not legally allowed to have them. Now, granted, he lived in his parents' house, and maybe these guns belonged to his parents. We don't know.
Right.
And the family lawyer has met with the press, and he's saying this was basically a murder. There's no way around it. They shot a man in cold blood.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't he claimed he had no resistance. He wasn't even awake when they started shooting into the bedroom.
The body cams will show that. I mean, they've got the body
but
cams
like
and
I
the
say,
audio.
right now they're refusing to release any information, which
That's
makes me
gotta
wonder
come out.
if they felt they were so in the right, they would have got that out there right
Of
away to
course.
squash this.
Of course. They're trying
But
to
there's
figure out
gotta
a way
be
to...
the blue-
Damage control is what they're doing.
What does this guy call it? The blue wall of silence has come down. And this is the kind of thing. And now, granted, imagine if this kind of thing goes on or gets more because they think you're hoarding something, and they decide they want to take advantage of that.
What if they deem you have too much toilet paper in your house?
That's right, or too much ammunition.
Or too much.
What if they pass laws saying you're not allowed to have more than 10 boxes of ammo,
Or 2 cases of toilet paper.
That's right. I mean, could they come after you and shoot you in your sleep? Now, the Maryland SWAT team apparently has killed somebody else this year in some kind of no-knock raid with very little, and they've killed 8 dogs as well.
Sounds like they need some training.
After killing 8 dogs, you think John Wick would just go after and slaughter all of them.
Absolutely, and that would be well deserved.
That's
Sounds
right.
like it.
I don't mind. You don't kill a dog. I'm sorry. That's where I draw the line.
You don't kill a dog unless he's got his teeth around your neck.
Yeah, and even
then you
then,
can kill him.
You pull him off first. He's just doing his job. But still,
Exactly.
why would you serve a warrant like this at 4:30 a.m. in the morning? It's absolutely ridiculous. So remember Duncan Lemp. He's the 21-year-old guy who got shot. I can't believe this happened. Now, he made some political tweets here and there, but why would they attack his home over something so bane? I mean, so watch out what you post online, people, because one of your neighbors could see it, and they could turn you in as a red flag law saying, oh, I don't know, this guy shouldn't have guns. He's crazy. I saw this tweet he did here, and oh, my God, I'm scared of him.
It's crazy.
So be aware. I mean, it's a shame because you can't, unless you get to know your neighbors on a personal level and they like you, that's fine. If they don't like you, though, this could backfire.
It could backfire.
It could cause people to be just not associated with anybody outside their own.
Another
circle.
reason and more proof why we must put an end to red flag laws.
Yeah, they're
we're gonna have to.
they're causing way too much havoc. Too easy to point your fingers and have somebody get killed.
Innocent people getting killed.
That's right.
Innocent.
And apparently, like I say, I don't know what firearm offenses this guy had, or if they can even prove the guns are his, if he purchased them, if he acquired them, or if he even owned them.
Right.
He was in the house with them, obviously, and I don't know that he was not supposed to have them. But somebody said he wasn't. And this would be it would be interesting to see if this was some sort of medical marijuana situation where he was deemed unable to have them because of that, even though he was given a legal right by the state to have the marijuana card. Where do you draw the line there? I mean, eventually that's going to have to, the federal law needs to change if they're going to keep allowing marijuana to become legal and then start prosecuting people who own guns.
Well, eventually we're going to have to change the federal law because you're going to have states that want to just flip their nose at the federal law when it comes to marijuana. But when it comes to guns and the Second Amendment, they want to flip.
Right. They want to flip that. They want to adhere to all those laws they possibly can, but they want to thumb their nose up at the federal law for marijuana.
Except the one that's in the Constitution.
And for illegal aliens and for all this stuff they don't deem necessary. They don't think any of that really should apply because we don't want to obey those laws, but we do want to obey these laws. So be aware that could be a situation coming up, especially if civil unrest comes to your town, your city. Be aware the police may go after the people who they feel may be the biggest threat in these situations, and it may happen at 4:30 in the morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the show today. I'd like to thank Victor Armendariz for joining us. I am Roger B.
Anytime.
This is Locked and Loaded, and you've been listening to America's Web Radio.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
Want to give your family or loved one the perfect gift? Then go online and check out the TornadoBodyDryer.com. I love mine and the warm heat air massage it gives me after my shower. The Tornado Body Dryer is super. You'll love it, and you'll love having one in your shower. States. Have you tried a sample? If not, get a pen and paper and write down this number, 800-438-0387, or go to quickstake.com. That's QUIKSTAKE.com and order your samples. Ask your surveying supply dealer for Quick Stakes today.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.